Do you know how many cameras are recording?
Yes, 1, 2,
What
3,
is-
4, 5. How many
Sure.
Christians here? Put your hand up if you're a Christian.
Listen, what is the
Are there any
likelihood?
Christians here?
What is the likelihood
One Christian.
of?
Have you got a camera on you?
Are you listening?
No. No Christian cameras.
Missionary.
Yes.
What is the likelihood
Yes.
that if one of the channels were to edit this footage,
Yes.
the others, by
Brother,
looking at the others, you
Brother,
can find out?
we may continue this discussion if we stick onto the topic and if there was a Christian camera here.
Listen, firstly, are you willing to engage with the topic upon knowledge or upon ignorance?
I want to get on to this topic. I was having this brother, but then you
But I
came in
want to
asking
ask you
random questions.
a simple question.
I
Do you
asked you
want
a simple
to?
question, you couldn't answer it.
It's not I couldn't. I haven't.
You haven't.
And I-
So if you have the ability to do
Listen.
it, can you do it?
The ability is linked with knowledge. Do you agree?
Yes.
Right. So do you want to engage in a discussion?
Now you're
upon-
going to try and
Listen.
put me into your little box. You're going to try and box me
Missionary,
into
missionary.
what is it? The standard of what you want me to
missionary?
do? Yes.
Do you want to engage in a discussion upon
Yes.
knowledge or upon ignorance?
Upon what I'm talking about.
No, upon
From what
knowledge.
I have found.
No.
Do dawah. Do dawah. You're not
Do you want
answering my
to?
question.
Do you want to
dawah.
engage in a discussion
Yes.
upon knowledge or upon ignorance?
I would love to engage in a conversation and a discussion if
No,
there
that's
were
not the question.
Christian cameras.
Is it difficult for you to understand what I'm asking?
Well, it's clearly difficult when I ask
So-
you a question that you couldn't answer.
No. It's not I couldn't answer.
Then are you going
I
to answer?
haven't answered.
Then are you going to answer?
No.
Why should I answer your question?
Me
if you're not gonna answer my
answering a question depends on whether the discussion is
So you're not
happening.
going to answer my question.
I'm about to tell you.
You're about to tell me if you
Yes.
can answer my question.
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah. So the
Yes, you are.
So the discussion.
Can I ask you again?
The discussion would
Are you trying
be.
to take control of this conversation?
No.
Because I was having a conversation with this brother that went somewhere.
Listen.
Yes.
Do you agree?
Nice to meet you, Chef. I saw your videos. I thought you did a good
Do
job.
you agree?
Yes.
Any discussion upon knowledge is beneficial.
Yes.
Upon ignorance, it's not.
Depends what you mean.
Okay. What's this so difficult about
If
my
two
question?
ignorant people had a conversation,
Yeah. Are you ignorant or knowledgeable
depends. In what? That's
On
a
the
gen-
subject.
That's a general question.
on this subject?
On this subject,
Yeah.
do you even know what the subject is?
I'm asking you. Do
Because
you
you
know?
came into this conversation.
Whatever subject.
What are
What do you mean,
subject?
whatever subject? We're having a conversation
No,
and you jumped in.
Listen. He is saying to you,
Yes.
this subject that
Yes.
we came to discuss,
Yes.
do you have knowledge about it or not? Whatever subject that
Well, I'm
you
not
came.
ignorant of it.
I'm asking you.
I looked at the tafsir. I've got the tafsir of the surah, so yes, I'm not ignorant.
So
I did my
so
research.
you claim
Yes.
that you have knowledge about the subject that we came to discuss. Yeah?
Knowledge is in. A
the-
bit of background
in-
history,
in
the
the-
context around the surah.
In the subject. Now here he is saying to you, he wanted to tell you that in Islam, if you know things in Islam, there is nothing in Islam without fundamentals. Nothing in Islam, anything in Islam without fundamentals. We have, for example, if you want to become Muslim, there is fundamental of Islam to go through it. Yeah. Similarly, if you came to ask about, for example, Sahih Bukhari, before you came to Sahih Bukhari, you said there are fundamentals background.
Which is why I asked you whether or not you're a Sunni
I
or
did not
Shia.
finish.
They wanted to know whether or not.
One second. I'm trying to help you out here with this. So he is asking you a simple question. Saying
I asked
to you-
him a simple question.
One second. When you ask that question, you said, do you believe in Sahih Bukhari or not? He is saying, he is directing you to the fundamental. He is saying to you, before we come to
In
Sahih
other words,
Bukhari.
diverting me away. So
No.
I can't ask the question.
That's wrong. That's wrong. But this is wrong.
Wrong. Why is it wrong?
I will tell you why. Because he is not diverting. He is saying to you, we will come to Sahih Bukhari. Definitely. He said
My
before.
question's about Sahih Muslim. I
Listen,
want to know if it's
listen,
the hadith to see if you were.
Right, listen, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Do you know why?
Should I get sorry?
You have 2 ears and 1 mouth.
Is that
Do you
an
know?
insult?
No, I'm asking you. Means for all of us. We
that an
need to
insult?
listen.
All of us?
No, all of us.
All of us.
We have 2 ears and 1
Not
mouth.
just me in particular.
No, I have 2 ears and 1 mouth.
Right, yeah.
Meaning we need to listen more than we talk. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
He is saying to you, before we get to this point,
Very good,
yeah, let's talk about the fundamentals, and then in the conversation we'll come to Sahih Bukhari. Do you get
It
it?
is the Dawah speech.
No, generally.
I've seen this before.
That you said you claimed initially that you have knowledge.
I have knowledge, yes.
Okay, good.
Right.
If you have knowledge,
let's
The
talk
basis
about
of
it.
me saying that
Yeah,
I have knowledge
okay,
is that
okay.
I know the tafsir of the surah. I know the context.
okay. That means if you're not tafsir of a surah, that means you don't have knowledge.
I don't have knowledge.
Yeah, you have knowledge about that surah only, but you don't have knowledge about the
I've read the
background.
Quran.
Yeah, no problem. Anyone read the
problem.
Quran. The issue is, if you wanted to come through Islam, if you want to discuss anything in Islam, before we get to anything, we have to start from the fundamentals.
So may I ask you a question? Why did you both interrupt me with one of the brothers?
I'm here. I'm not debating you.
So you're not debating me?
I'm just making kind of facilitating this debate, clarifying this. So his question was saying, before you come to Sahih Bukhari, he has no problem to answer.
Sahih Muslim, I'm not going to Sahih Bukhari.
What's that? He is saying, he is pointing you to start with the fundamentals.
Why should we start with the fundamentals?
Because otherwise, everyone will get lost. Because you could say, okay, 1 second, I will ask you.
So you can't directly answer my question then?
Suppose I believe in Sahih Bukhari. For example, if you know about Sahih Bukhari, do you know what are the conditions of Sahih Bukhari?
What?
Do you know what's
I'm not going to Sahih Bukhari.
But you said you ask the question.
I want to know whether or not you're a Sunni or Shia Hadith, so I know how to approach the question to you.
Okay, we are Sunni.
You're
okay,
so
if
you're
that's the
Sunni. Why
question.
didn't you just answer?
Okay, we are Sunnis now, and we are saying to you.
Now you are, so you weren't before.
We were.
You said you're Sunnis now, weren't you before?
You see,
Clearly you weren't when you said that you weren't going to answer my question.
I mean, you said you watched me, yeah?
Say again, sorry?
You said you watched me.
I've watched you before, yes.
And you watched him.
I watched a debate with Pastor David Lynn. You accepted that Jesus Christ was our Lord and Saviour. Hallelujah!
Okay, you watched me.
Yes.
And you watched him.
Have I watched him? Yes, I have.
And you don't know that we are Sunnis.
Say again, sorry?
And you don't know that we are Sunnis.
I don't know you're Sunnis. I've never heard the admission that whether or not you are Sunnis.
That means you never watched us.
What?
That means you never watched us.
Depending on the video. Depending on the video. I haven't watched every single video of yours.
Okay. Now,
maybe the video you said you were Sunni I didn't watch.
Okay. For you to understand, before you came to shout, by the way. I
haven't come to shout. I've come to ask you. I've come here to speak about this with one of the brothers until you came over to me and diverted them all.
You cannot go. I will say to you, I will repeat.
Blood fire!
This provocation is intentional, isn't it?
Yeah.
They want to create a scene so that they can do something in the Speaker's Corner. So he's gone anyway, so there's no point talking. Just want to remind everyone, those who are watching, as you can see, there's a trend in Speaker's Corner where lots of fruitcakes coming over. And what we mean by fruitcakes are people who are not sincerely interested in having a discussion which are meaningful and beneficial, exchange of ideas and knowledge from between each other, but rather they come here with a totally brainwashed mind without the ability to differentiate between, an intelligent discussion and an otherwise. And also, what's happening recently, as you can see, this is deliberately inciting, hot-headed people to create some kind of scene like this, and somehow they want to then label certain groups or groups of people are very extremist and so on. So unfortunately, people need to realize that this is not an isolated case, it's part of a bigger scheme, and this is a part which is under the influence of a bigger scheme. So may Allah give us the ability to understand this. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لكم.
الله يبارك فيك.
بارك الله فيك.
Sam, what's your mic? Where is my mic?